Greetings, members one and all of the Salivation Nation. The Contempt for Silver. Have you ever purchased a product and through the time that you've had that particular product, you've kind of lost a little respect for it? Maybe a little bit of disdain for what it is because you've spent this money on this thing and you've used it and you know that it's not worth nearly as much as the time when you purchased it. I think for many of us, that is the same kind of thoughts we have with regards to silver. Look at it this way. When you drive a new car off the lot, and not many of us have ever bought a brand new car, but when you drive it off the lot for the first time, you're very careful, you're very cautious because you don't want to mess anything up with that brand new car. That new car smell, the shiny paint, the pristine interior, all of the new features. But as soon as you drive it off that lot, it's lost quite a bit of value. But make no mistake, you're still treating it just as if it was brand new the day you bought it, even if it's 2 weeks out and it may look the same. But through time, that new car is going to lose not only its luster and its shininess and its new car smell will go away, but it will get dinged up, a little nick here, a little scratch there. Maybe a shopping cart might put a little dent in it as you're at the grocery store and the like. Or pretty much anything. Technology, the new iPhone. In 5 years or 4 years, that's going to be yesterday's news and something new will come along. And even if you've kept it in great condition, you know it's not going to hold its value. So you lose a little respect, a little bit of contempt for it because you don't have the newest thing. You're still stuck with this thing. And I think many of us in some ways feel the same way about silver. But silver is different. Let me take you back to when I first started buying silver. Silver was right around $4 an ounce, maybe a little bit less. And I didn't buy a whole lot. I was very, very cautious about it because that really, even back then, that wasn't that much money. It was a pretty good deal. For bars, silver eagles may cost a little bit more. There was considerable premiums on them back then. But nonetheless, these precious metals, I kind of didn't see the point of why I was doing it. I was buying them literally because I just thought it was cool to have a bar in my hand, a silver bar, or a particular silver coin, because I knew they were worth much more than the denomination on them that was stamped on them. If they were coins, for instance, such as this, and a silver round was kind of cool. It had a different kind of design. I was a coin collector. But other than that, I thought, well, maybe it'll go up. There's talk that it may go up, but I don't know. But maybe it'll stay the same price or somewhere thereabouts. I kind of just stacked because I thought they were neat. And I would see the price kind of waver, stick around the same amount per price, and inflation was still occurring. Things were going up in price, but silver was not going up in price. It was staying around the same price, which means that for all intents and purposes, I was losing money on silver. So I didn't stack a whole lot then. I didn't accumulate, but I did purchase, a fair amount. Through time, I noticed the price started creeping up a bit. And it started creeping up a bit kind of around the time when I stopped really accumulating some. I would still collect some coins and the like, but that's kind of where I stopped being a, quote, stacker. But even when I was a stacker, I was accumulating that which I liked, is in terms of bars and the like. But it was just before that period that I kind of stopped, that I had sort of a content, a disdain for silver to a degree. Then I started seeing it go up. And when the price did go up a bit, I started thinking maybe I should get some more if it's going to continue to climb. But I didn't. Other things captured my attention, and was trying to get a house and other things that were going on. And I figured, well, maybe I have enough silver and it will perhaps, if I needed to sell it, I know I would probably close to double my money on it, because at the time silver was running around $7 to $8 an ounce. But then it kept going up even more, and not by a whole lot until the recession hit. And even then, after the recession, it didn't go up that much more. It wasn't until 2010 and 2011 when we saw the real climb up in prices. Then I began to think, I began to really kind of wake up to what I thought was a potential revolution in silver. And maybe people were starting to recognize it for what it was, as true value, as money. And then it was climbing up to $45 to almost $50 an ounce. And I thought, wow, it's going to really just continue to climb up. Little did I know what I know now. Then, I wish I would have. Probably wouldn't have bought as much, but that was an unusual circumstance. It was actually overvalued then. But during that time, there was a lot of respect. You were very careful with each silver piece you got. Even stuff out of the what's known as the junk bin, which I hate that term. But just the regular silver pieces that were just cheaply made were all of a sudden selling for $50. Wow. And then it gave you a new respect for the metal. Yes, indeed. A new respect for the metal that flooded the community, the news, and in this community here. And it was really kind of the foundation of the birth of this community, I believe, in the form that it is today, that really kind of launched what we know of as the silver community and the love of this precious metal. But then we started to see prices fall back down and dip back down. And it was during that time when we saw it dip back down where I thought, this is the time to accumulate, because it's just going to turn around and go back up again. So it's sort of a roller coaster ride with silver for many of us. And even if we love the metal, when the prices continue to fall and fall and fall through time, do we get content? Do we feel frustrated? I know sometimes I do. But you know what? You're not going to lose anything until you sell it. And even if you have to sell it when the prices go down, if you are making purchases as your budget allows throughout, and even if you don't account for every ounce in your mind, if you dollar cost average, you're not losing as much as you think. And really, what is the purpose of silver? What is it serving for us? It is a hedge. It is a protection. It is an insurance policy. And when prices go low, it's on sale. And that's really how we have to look at it during these times. So the content for silver, although for some of us it may continue, some of us have gotten out of silver or just stopped accumulating altogether. And that's okay if you stop accumulating silver when the prices are low. And it's okay if you stop accumulating silver when the prices are high for a time. But for the silver that you do have, hold on to it. Hold on to it until you absolutely necessarily need to sell it. But even though it's okay not to accumulate, if you feel like you're not at a point where you want to be, think of where you would think the price should be for silver. Would you be accumulating then? And that's the question we have to ask ourselves and answer for ourselves, is where the price should be and would we be accumulating? Answer that question, and the answer to that question can be applied at any price because of what the nature and the purpose of silver is. So contempt for silver? Yeah, I think we've all had it to some point or another. But when you stop and really think about what the purpose of it is and the beauty of what it is, I think we'll probably, begin to lose a little bit of that disdain and garner a little bit more respect for it in the long run. In the meantime, enjoy it. And I appreciate every one of you for watching this video and extend a multitude of gratitude to you all for watching. And encourage you to please rate, comment, and subscribe.